Hola, mis amigos, bienvenidos a la referencia de la película, aka the movie reference. This is episode 51, and
Yo,
I'm your host, Mark Denny, with my co host, Brittany Denny, and we
more
are
like the hostess with the mostest.
the hostess with the Moses, and we are politely asking that little old lady down the train to eat a bag of dicks.
Eat a
Um,
bag of dicks, lady.
Eat a bag of dicks, lady. So this is gonna be a probably spoiler review, spoiler heavy of the Brad Pitt film Bullet Train. But
Full skulls.
we'll
Full
get into
skulls.
some of our shenanigans as per usual, but we'll let you know when we start talking about that movie. Britt,
What's
where
up,
can
dog?
they listen to us?
On Spotify and Apple Musica and Anchor.
Anchor,
Hey,
Anchor.
I want to show hands. Who actually uses Apple Music?
How do you show that?
If you want to let me know, hit me up on Instagram at Britannia underscore 21. That's me.
Is that legit?
That's legit, dog.
Oh, okay. Yeah, uh, I use Spotify personally, but and that's the most popular one. But every once in a while, you get those little Apple ones. Oh, and that Google one came out of nowhere. I want to know who the Google one is.
Google.
Yeah, there's a Google podcast. Like somebody's listening to us on Google. I'm like, I wonder who it is. Is it somebody in our circles, or it's just recent? So it might be a new person.
What?
You know?
Somebody new is listening to us?
It could be.
They crazy, dog. They
They're
crazy.
crazy going down this road. You crazy.
Oh, crazy, crazy girl. Whoa.
Oof.
God bless.
Anyways, we are here, guys. So we're inching our way closer to our year. Oh gosh. I can taste the mojitos.
Mojitos?
The mojitos.
I never did anything more than a year, so
Hey, except for
job.
Nathan.
No, I mean like job wise.
Boom.
Dirty bitch. No,
No,
job
stop.
wise.
Oh yeah, okay.
I usually quit after 6 months.
Really?
Yeah. Because then we always go on vacation and then I'm like, I quit if you don't give me the time off.
I mean, I give you plenty of time off, and I just make you record in advance.
You don't give me any time off.
This is literally a 1 hour out of your day.
Yeah, and I have no hours in my day, sweetie.
You're complaining now? Why'd you quit on this episode? Like
This is my 2 weeks notice, bitch.
That's it. I'm done.
Hopefully you can find my replacement.
Please.
Just kidding, everyone. I'm just not in I'm in a sleepy, funky mood. Cause the weekend I was drinking heavily and throwing up a lot. And then I was so pissed off because I went to bed at 4 in the morning. And then my dumbass still woke up at 7 in the morning. I said, what? Make it make sense. And I was like, okay. Oh, I woke up at 7. I took the longest pee of my life. You know, those drunk pees where you're still like dizzy.
Oh
And
yeah,
you're
yeah.
sitting there. And sometimes I wonder because I'm like closing my eyes. I'm like, oh my God, what if like, like I always think I'm like, what if I'm like a psych patient and I'm like thinking I have this normal life and I'm peeing on the toilet, but I'm like, I'm in a psychic ward, like in another world, I'm in a psychic ward, sat in a chair, like my little wheelchair, and I'm just peeing myself.
Oh my gosh. Like Moon Knight
Yeah,
or Shutter Island?
something like that. I always think like that. Anyway, so I took the longest pee of my life, and then I went back to bed. I was like, I'm gonna go back to sleep. I'll go back to sleep. I'll go back to sleep.
I know, it's crazy to
Guess
think.
what? This bitch did not go back to sleep.
Damn.
I just laid there, motionless.
It's well, first off, I mean, I want to piggyback off your the the whole idea of like, what if in some other universe you're doing something else? You know
You
what I
want to
mean?
create a movie?
I mean,
Everyone listening, this is a copyrighted conversation.
no, I'm just saying like that. All that stuff is always crazy. You know, things like the Matrix and oh, that's the first thing that came to my mind. The whole idea of the life you're living is not the life you're living truly. Just like it's just a trip.
Mm, I can see
What,
that.
what do they say? We're all simulations. Like some people believe that we're all simulations. Like we're all Sims.
I 100% believe that we are God Sims. And some of us, he's not using the cheat codes on some of us, which is really fucked up. He's playing the real, like he's playing the real game. No
Long
cheat.
game.
He's gonna do all the achievements. I'm like, dude.
He's gonna get all the damn trophies.
Yeah.
The game is not complete till it says 100%.
Exactly. And then once he's done, he's gonna pick another career for us to go down. Guy doesn't. My God. Chill, homie.
Everybody
chill.
I need to get a soundbite of Nathan saying that so I can have it on here.
Oh, you need to. He says it all the time.
I know. That's what I'm saying. It'd be so
He
perfect.
loves it. He's like, always, everybody chill.
Damn, how long ago was that episode?
That's like the only movie quote he knows.
I know. Damn, that was like episode 18 or some crap like that.
I was young and fresh back then.
Ugh.
You know, people have been commenting on my age on the daily lately.
Why?
Like, if it's in any of their fucking business how old I am, bitch.
Oh my God. I mean, leave it alone, you know?
No mamas.
No mamas.
So I'm like so frustrated. Cause I'm like, I'm only 28. Like, I know back in like the 1900s, I'd be dead by now. Or I'd have
Most
like,
of us.
I'd get polio or something stupid happen.
Mhm.
But honey, I'm here. I'm alive.
I'm here. Who's calling you old?
Everybody.
Like in real IRL?
IRL, dude.
And like at work
And
or out in public?
Work. At my own casa, the place where I live.
What?
Yeah, there's a man called Jorge in this house.
Oh, you mean the guy below the stairs?
Yeah, and you know what he says, because I didn't work out today because I'm tired.
Right.
So I only had 2 hours of sleep. And then he says this. The year's starting to take a toll. And I said, pardon me? Wow. And then he said, can't party like you used to. And I sent him the gift that says, punk ass bitch.
Gator needs his gat.
Gator needs his gat. And then I work. I don't know why they always gotta act shocked when they want to ask me my age all the time. I'm like, bitch, why are you shocked? There ain't a wrinkle on this.
Nothing.
Smooth canvas.
Clean, clear, and under control.
You would think I'm a robot with fake skin.
Exactly. You don't even sweat.
No, dog. So
Wow.
yeah, that's all. I thought.
Well, you're not old. You're young and youthful.
Thanks, bro.
Okay. Don't let it get to you. I will say, however, I do think I'm getting kind of old in a couple areas, though.
What? Why?
Listen. I have been trying to cut out a little drinking. You know what I mean? I'm on a little bit of a diet. I'm making some clean efforts. However, I did have a couple last night, you know, to celebrate. And we're celebrating a birthday. And so I had a couple, and I just like this morning, I had this constant, like, not a headache. I don't know how to describe it. It was like this every time I put my head down or every time I look at the computer, I could feel it right here in between my eyeballs.
Throbbing?
Yeah, like a throb. And I was like, ugh, nice. Thanks. And so I was like, dang, okay, so I can't hang like I used to. And I only had a couple. And then, and then when we'll get back to Bullet Train, but when we went to go see Bullet Train, literally the first 10 minutes, I couldn't hear what the hell they were saying.
What are you talking about?
We went to the AVX theater that we have here, and
did you take us there?
What?
Have you ever taken us there? Nathan or me?
No, I don't think so.
Wow.
I don't think it's at the Palladium.
I feel like I've taken you to every movie theater here. So
I forget about it and whatever. I'll take you. But I've taken you to the IMAX that's at that
yeah,
theater.
that's true. That's true.
Okay. So well, and these AVX came out recently, so like or like within the last 5 years. So I forgot all about them. Anyways,
Mm.
and they had obviously all the speaking parts are in the front speakers, right? And all around you, the surround sound is usually the whatever's in the background, the music and things
The
like that. Yeah, so like here comes that the song come on, right?
dun, 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 dun,
But
dun,
when
dun,
they're
dun, dun.
talking or when he's on the phone, I'm like, I don't know what the hell he's saying right now.
Oh my god, you sound like an older person.
What did he say?
What did he
What
say?
is this? Where's the damn subtitles?
Can they turn down the music?
Turn down the music, please. But
Oh my
luckily,
gosh.
luckily, after Aaron Terry Johnson tells a story about the White Death or whatever, they kind of fixed it. So I don't know if it was the theater's problem or maybe I got used to it. I
I
don't
think it
know.
was a theater problem because I heard everything they said.
Okay, so maybe it was.
And I'm
just,
hard of hearing.
Okay. All right. I was like, man, I must be bumping that curtain call too a little too loudly.
No, it was definitely your theater because
Okay. I was like, damn. Anyways, we'll talk more about Bullet Train later. But yeah, man, those are my latest experiences. But I have been on a little bit of a diet.
I've noticed, honey, you look like you dropped LBs.
I like
Dropping
it.
LBs like you dropping poops.
I like I like compliments. So
Ooh, skinny. That's why you had to bring it up.
that's
not
why
me.
I had to bring it up. Yeah.
You
Okay.
thirsty for the compliments.
I've been waiting for it, dog.
How many LBs have you lost?
I actually haven't weighed myself yet because the only reason why I haven't yet
Because you
is
get discouraged.
well, that and because I weighed myself here before I went to the doctors, right? And then when I went to the doctors, I was like 5 or 6 pounds heavier. So I was like, so our scale's off.
Or the
So
doctor scales off.
it
Do you
could
think they
be.
calibrate those things?
That's true. That's true.
Mhm.
So I go, I think next week. So I'm gonna, next week. So I'm gonna weigh again to see if there's any difference. So it's been a couple weeks. So hopefully I've at least lost, about 40
You
pounds.
should
No, I'm
only be
kidding.
worried. You should only be worried about how you look and feel.
Well, I have been feeling a lot better, more comfortable in my shirts, and it's
Has your snoring gone down?
honestly, I haven't asked, but last night I did drink, so I'm sure her latest memory is me snoring still. So
We should ask her.
no, but it was funny today. There was a guy that we were sitting in a waiting room and we're waiting, and this old man, just all of a sudden he's just sitting there, he's looking around, and then all of a sudden he's snoring and he's sitting there snoring away. I was like, damn, at least I'm not old yet.
You're just tired, bro. My patients always do that, and then they're not even asleep.
Oh, do you remember?
I was like, I can't stand that.
Do you
Like, how are
remember?
you snoring if you're not even asleep?
But do you remember that happened to us when we're on a trip together? We're like, I don't know, 7, and you must have been 4, so you might not remember. But like, grandma's with us on the trip, and she starts snoring away, and I go, and then mom asked me, Mark Anthony, are you okay? Are you asleep? I was like, I can't.
That's
Grandma's snoring.
so
she-
damn loud.
And then she wakes up and she goes, I'm not even asleep. Like, so I completely understand.
See, now you know how we feel when you slept in our room.
Oh, be quiet.
You be
Anyways.
quiet.
No, you be quiet.
You be quiet.
No. Okay, anyways. So let's go ahead and get into Mark's movie moment highlights. Okay, so some crazy stuff. Just want to get your takes on it. I mean, as far as like news, I mean, there's some big stuff that happened. So, first off, Lady Gaga is officially in The Joker 2. They made an announcement, and they also said that it's not coming out until October 4th, 2024. So that's some years in between the first and the second.
That's a long ass time.
Yeah, because the first one came out, what, 2019? Yeah, 2019, because it's supposed to be like 5 years apart. So I don't know.
The Joker, Joaquin Phoenix one?
Yeah, Joaquin Phoenix. Like, he's coming back too. They actually got him to come back, which I'm surprised. So it's gonna be him and Gaga.
Sometimes you just have to leave the movie alone.
That movie was really uncomfortable.
And done.
That's true. I agree.
Because it was good how it was.
Yeah.
And then you're gonna add all this bullshit, like an after story.
Well, the thing is, what's intriguing is, well, not only it's intriguing because they got Gaga. I don't know if she's really gonna play Harley Quinn or anything. She probably is, but
what?
She probably is, but
like a modern day Harley Quinn.
Well, not modern day, because his movie isn't his movie take place like a time period, like in the 70s or something.
70s, yeah.
So, and then it's supposed to be a musical, like or at least there's supposed to be a musical part. So I don't know, like I'm intrigued because I feel like it's the first one. I felt like it was. Well, I did feel like it was original until I saw The King of Comedy. So I don't know. The first one.
King of Comedy? You mean the Robert De Niro movie?
Yeah, the one I talked about a couple.
Oh yeah, apparently it's supposed to be a shout out to him. That's why they put him and included Robert in the ending of this movie.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, the first one made me very uncomfortable. It was it's a hard watch.
It is. I never even watched it again.
I watched it twice.
What?
I watched it in theaters, which I never want to see it in theaters again because it was really just made me so paranoid. And then watched it at home. So, you know, I don't know. It's I don't. Well, but we'll see. Maybe this chemistry might be awesome. It might be a different vibe. It might be a little more. I mean, it's probably gonna still be psychotic, but who knows? It, you know, because they're trying to do a realistic take like they did with the Joker or their first Joker. I'm sure they're gonna do the same thing with this one. Two crazy psychopaths on the hunt. Anyways, Batgirl, that movie got shelved. So they were like,
who was that actress? I never even heard of her.
She's from In the Heights, and she's also a singer.
I think they should have chosen someone a little bit more famous.
Her name is Leslie Grace, so it's a Latina, you know, that was gonna play Barbara Gordon.
But
excuse me.
They said it got bad response.
They did say that, but it had everything going for it though. It had her. I thought she was awesome in The Heights. J.K. Simmons was coming back to play Gordon. They had Michael Keaton returning as Batman, which has been the whole like excitement when they first announced Flash, like, oh god, they got Michael Keaton back. And then the directors of Bad Boys for Life, which I thought was a really good film, were directing it, and they directed a couple episodes of Miss Marvel, and they produced it and everything. So I was like, oh, this thing has all the ingredients to be something good. And they even got Brandon Fraser to play the bad guy.
I love Brandon Fraser. He's such a good guy.
Yeah, so it had everything going for it. But man, this new cat that's the head of Warner Brothers, he's like, he said something like, we're not gonna put out garbage, or basically his goal is like, we're gonna fix what people think of WB and think of DC.
Why don't they do that with Flash?
That's what I'm waiting for. I am so waiting. But apparently the Flash, they like the movie, like with all the crap that's happening outside the movie, they think the movie that they have is really good. So and like you said, Batgirl didn't test very positively, and they were like, well, do we put more money into it to make it a theatrical experience, or we can't just. They did not want to put it on an HBO Max for free without getting more money. So they're like, well, let's just shelve it, and so they're gonna get a tax some tax benefit from it. I'm not putting it out for not getting any financial gain from it. So
Interesting.
it's very interesting, man. I was shocked.
I don't get a tax write-off for doing my hobbies. What the hell?
Yeah, man. Yeah, he's been the new CEO has been canceling everything, and he's been doing some really big course corrections over there. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens, 5 years down the line and how it looks.
Dog.
I know it's another podcast, but I got to shout out to this podcast, man. Light the Fuse.
Who's that?
It's a podcast dedicated to the Mission Impossible franchise. And they have these cool interviews and stuff with the directors, screenwriters, editors, composers. Like, it's really cool. But this was a special one because it's their 200th episode. And they actually got Tom himself on the episode. So if you're a fan of the Mission Impossible franchise, like I can say we are, right?
Yeah.
It's totally worth checking out. I mean, it's 200 episodes now, but what I loved about it was like they just love it through and through. So there's not like any like hatred or anything toward, like they don't bag on Mission Impossible 2. You know what I mean? Like they appreciate it for what it is and everything like that. But yeah, it was really cool to hear Tom himself talk about the movie, and they have some really big stunt that they filmed for the next one. It was really cool to hear. So if you're a fan of the franchise, check that out. That podcast, Light the Fuse. And then one last thing before this is over.
Whoa.
Just because I love when filmmakers praise recent movies, especially people who are like respected. Tarantino talking about how much he loves Top Gun Maverick. I thought that was the coolest thing over the weekend.
And Tarantino doesn't like a lot of movies, though.
Yeah, he's all old school. He's old Hollywood, and it was really cool to hear him say that. It was a cinematic experience and all that stuff, and just the fact that he loved it. It was like a cool thing to be like, yeah, I loved it too. Like.
Dang.
Yeah, so it was cool to hear someone.
But there was no foot shots.
No foot shots. Yeah. A lot of hand shots, though.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Oh, man, that concludes the movie highlights. So
beautiful.
Yay!
Yay!
Woo! Man, oh man. Do you want to get into this bullet train?
Boy
train spoiler
Yes,
review?
please. Let's talk about it.
All right, guys. So here's your warning. First and foremost, thank you for tuning in. If you have to tune out right now. But if you did see Bullet Train, hopefully you guys enjoy we're just going to say spoiler. We may not get into spoilers, but I'm just going to put the flag up just in case we go, hey, didn't this happen? And we don't want to, in the middle of the show, mess that up. So let's go ahead and get into it. Brittany, would you like to lead us? Because I've been
into the thick of it.
I've been blabbering, so you go ahead first.
So this Friday I went to go see
Bullet Train.
And it looked exciting, looked like it's a summer blockbuster, honey. Action flick.
Mm-hmm.
And I was so tired. I went at the 10:45 showing.
You fell
But
asleep?
it was so much action, it kept me awake. I did not fall asleep at all.
Okay, good.
So that's good. It's got Brad Pitt, Aaron Taylor Johnson. We don't have to talk about his wife, but I don't like his wife. And then Bad Bunny, which surprisingly, I thought he was gonna be in more of the movie, but most of the movie he was dead. But they would like show clips of him. And Sandra Bullock, I was expecting her to have more in it, but she didn't, which is fine. But we had some cool cameos. Reynolds and Channing Tatum.
That's right.
That's right, Doug.
Huh?
But I love the movie. I love the fact that Brad Pitt's trying to get back into the game. Sorry. Sorry, everybody.
It's okay. It's okay.
Sorry to offend you.
They're used to your burps.
Anyway, sorry. I really am sorry. Brad Pitt, he's trying to get back in the scene, back into the. What is he doing? Like,
he's a snatch and grab jobs. That's what he.
Yeah. So yeah, he's trying to get back in the scene, but he's seeing a therapist because he doesn't want to be doing this kind of stuff and work with his anger management. So he takes his job, thinking it's gonna be an easy job, and ends up being like a whole ass trick. And all these other agents are there, snatch and grab people are there for the same job basically, and they all end up trying to kill each other, which is pretty badass. And then my favorite characters was Aaron Taylor, Cheddar, Clementine, and Lemon. Tangerine and Lemon.
Clementine.
They were so good. They were my favorite part of the whole movie. Their dynamic was funny. I was like, this would be Mark Anthony. And then when you kept talking about Thomas the Tank Engine, I was like, this reminded me of Steven when he was little. Like, yes. I was like, I know all these characters because he's called people Diesel and Percy and Gordon. I was like, dude,
hell yeah,
throwback. So he's just like a really funny character that compares people to, like, he's like, I know everything about people because of Thomas the Tank Engine. So he's like telling his like buddy who's who, like people he doesn't trust. He's like, that's a Diesel. Mm-hmm. That's a Diesel for sure. So it reminded me of Steven. And then I didn't even realize, because I had to Google, that Logan Lerman was the son. But that looked nothing like him.
No, he looked different. And I was like, first off, I was like, oh, it sucks that you literally did 5 minutes on screen and died. Like,
well, and then you're dead the whole time. In a long time.
Well, yeah, it's been a minute since he's been Percy. Or 310 to Yuma, right? He's in 310 to Yuma as well. I don't know what else he's been in, but yeah, it was
Fury. Apparently, he was in Fury.
Oh yeah, he was.
Oh, I didn't see that movie.
It's a good one.
I don't know what else to talk about. Oh, poor Margelli couldn't handle it because there was a snake in it.
Fuck no. I could not. Listen, okay, so let me break this down before we get to that stuff. I agree with you. Brad Pitt and the cast, superb. I like Brad Pitt's zenness. I like his quips were always, if you're pointing a finger, there's 4 fingers pointing at you or something like that.
He's like, wait, 3?
Yeah, and that was funny. Aaron Taylor Johnson and Brian Tyree Henry were great. Michael Shannon as the White Dragon, really great. So many great characters and cast. There was a lot of people in this freaking movie. I really like the idea of luck and fate, like the way it played throughout the movie. And
and then him being a ladybug was cool.
Yeah,
like the Japanese meaning of it.
Yeah, I thought that was a really nice thing. I found Joey Keene's character to be freaking obnoxious and annoying.
I wanted her to die.
Yeah, I wanted her to die so early on in the film. I thought she was going to get bit by the snake like right away, and that was going to be it of both of those characters. But that didn't happen. I wrote it on here too. The Thomas the Train stuff was great.
Thomas the Tank Engine.
Thomas the Tank Engine, sorry, was fantastic. The music, especially the score towards the end of the movie. I found out who did the score today, Dominic Lewis. Never heard of him before, but man, those last bits of music towards the end where they got they had a little bit of a pop mix into it, and then the epicness of it and everything, and gave it that samurai feel at the same time. I love that. I think the story was okay, cool. That's how they got them all on the train. Was okay, cool.
Not really a good point, you mean?
Yeah, like I just was like, oh, that's a flimsy way to get them all on the train. I think it would. I don't know how I would have made it better, but maybe they found the briefcase somewhere outside of the train and they all made it onto the train to get the briefcase. I think that would have been cooler, but whatever. It did remind me of Crank meets
I get that.
Smoking Aces. I would say Crank meets Smoking Aces.
I can see that.
Yeah, I that's how I thought about
Especially
it.
with like the flashbacks when the Tangerine and Lemon are like counting how many people they had to kill.
Yeah. See, and that's where the sound all the way until Tangerine explains the White Dragon's origin story. It was like muffled. Like I couldn't hear any of the voice. Even though they were counting, I wanted to laugh, but I couldn't even hear them count. I couldn't even hear what they were like. Oh, they said 3 guys, the blah 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 blah. I didn't hear anything that they said. So
okay, so your theater fucked up, dog.
Yeah, no one else said anything about it that was with us. So I was just like, man, I can't hear shit. But yeah, that's what got me worried.
You went with other people?
Yeah, it was for her birthday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So the thing that was cool was also a detriment, I think. There were so many characters in this movie that it also kind of made the movie feel longer than what it was.
What?
Yeah, because literally
You're
every
too
time
critical of this film.
No, I'm just saying, like, every time you turn the corner, here's a new guy, we gotta do a flashback, and then we gotta catch up with these other characters, and then go back. You know, like, just the lead up to get to Bad Bunny's fight with Brad Pitt was like, oh yeah, I forgot he was gonna fight Brad Pitt. You know what I mean? Because they cut away to Tangerine and Lemon to introduce them, and then they cut to the Wolf's origin story that leads up to him fighting Brad Pitt. Right? Is that how it went? And I was like, damn. So
I don't think you were following along then.
I was following along.
You were following along because I wasn't confused at all.
No, I didn't say I was confused. I just said that that's just one example. It happens throughout the whole movie that makes it feel a little too long, having so many characters. You know what I mean? Now all of a sudden we get introduced to Hornet, or introduced to Prince, introduced to the father, introduced to this person. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Even Sandra Bullock.
You know who's good at that?
Huh?
Who directed Rock and Rolla?
I mean, Guy Ritchie.
Yeah, he's good at that.
Yeah,
Maybe he should have directed the film.
No. I mean, the David Leitch. I mean, this guy is from John Wick, the first John Wick. He's the one who did Deadpool 2. He did Hobbs and Shaw. So, you know, he knows how to do action and all that stuff. That's his bag. So it was just a little thing that I noticed. I was like, I knew towards the end I was getting kind of like, but there's another reason why. Okay, I'm just gonna get this out the way. I'm sorry. You shouldn't judge a movie on this. I'm sorry about it, but really, that snake fucking ruined the movie. It ruined my vibe. I was enjoying it. When the snake popped out the first time, I was like, you know, if Brad would have thrown him off, I would have been like, okay, I'm cool. But no, because when he popped out, I went, oh, right? I flinched. I got out of the movie. I looked towards Lisette, and I was like, oh shit. And then when he didn't throw him off, I was like, oh, someone's gonna run into the snake. Someone's gonna die by the snake probably. And then my anxiety would go up and down. Like, just when I thought it was gonna be cool, they would cut to it while he's slithering in the cart.
And the thing did nothing.
And he did nothing, but still, I had that fear and that anxiety the entire time because no one threw him off the fucking train. So, and then of course, what happens? Every time they do this on purpose. They'll cut to the floor, like a water bottle fell on the floor, or Brian Tyree Henry fell on the floor, and you're like, oh shit, the snake's coming, but no snake yet. But as soon as Brad Pitt has to go pick up a gun or something, I forget what he's trying to pick up. He gets bit.
The briefcase.
Yeah, the briefcase, and he gets bit, and then it's all of a sudden it's a big scene of him trying to stick it in the toilet, and I'm like, ah! It kept pulling me out. And then not only that,
I thought it was gonna kill him.
I thought it was gonna kill him too. Then he pops up again at the very end. He's one of the only people animals that survived the crash, and I was like, fuck. I can't even get a happy ending of the snake dying. I'm so, listen, man, that was not cool.
You dramatic dog.
Dude, I'm sorry, but it really did ruin
Now
it.
you know how I feel when Maggie Gyllenhaal's in a movie.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Just kidding.
It really did, man. I'm not gonna lie. It had my adrenaline up and my anxiety up to 11, and then just when I would calm down, it would pop up again, and then I would get out of the movie again, and I'm sorry. It's a legitimate phobia of mine. So it kind of took away a lot of the movie. But hey, listen, people are gonna love this movie.
Yeah,
if you're not afraid of snakes and you can get past it, you're gonna love this movie because everything else was great. If they cut that whole snake shit out of it, perfect movie. Okay, not perfect movie. There's a lot of things, but I'm just saying that it really did have me on the wrong edge of the seat, right? It even had me paranoid in the theater, like, oh God, someone's gonna scream snake in the theater. Or there's a snake underneath. Yeah, there's a snake underneath me. I started panicking. I went to the bathroom after the movie and I was like, great, there's a snake that's gonna come into my stall. Oh, great. You know what I mean? And then I went home and then it's dark and I'm like, oh God, there's a snake waiting by the door. My fear went up when I was home.
Damn.
Dude, I'm telling you, I don't play around with this shit. You know what I mean? Like, whew. If he would have thrown it off though, that would have been awesome.
Yeah, that would have been great. Or kill it.
No, he didn't have to kill it, but it was just simple, like, oh, fuck this, and throw him out. Like, but anyways, sorry, I went on a rant there. But yeah, everything else, the fight sequences were dope. The cameos, Channing Tatum. Wow.
Tatum acting like asking for the gay stuff.
I know Ryan showed up just to take his helmet off, but I really wanted one more scene. Even a post-credit scene would have been great. Like him having
Brad Pitt did in Deadpool 2. I think that's why they were doing it.
Yeah. Oh, that makes sense. It was very short, probably.
Yeah.
But it would have been cool because I guess he's like Carver. Is that his name?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe if he showed up to fight.
Yeah.
Or the person that ran over Joey at the end was him.
No. It was perfect. It had to be Lemon.
I know.
It had to be Lemon. It had to come full circle. But it was. Did you saw the post-credit scene, right? When it shows that Lemon's the one who drove the truck.
Oh yeah. I saw that.
Yeah. So I was like, all right. So there was that's the thing. There was a lot of good moments, a lot of funny moments. Like I said, I was on the edge of my seat the rest of the time because my anxiety was just through the roof. And because it wasn't even a friendly snake anyway, it was a mean one. Not that there's any nice snakes out there. It's just like this was one that would hiss and shit. And I was like, fuck this. Excuse my language this whole time, guys. I'm sorry.
We've been cussing a lot this episode.
Because the snake.
Damn.
Imagine if I came on here with my hair like completely like.
So you never watch snakes on a plane?
No, I already knew. That's a no-go in the title.
Me too.
And even the trailers used to scare me because they used to play the trailers. I remember being in the theaters when I was young, and I would have to look away until the trailer was over. The movie Anaconda freaked the crap out of me. Listen. Today, I was standing at my desk and I started thinking about it. I was like, that fucking snake.
Man, you're too paranoid.
And Sam's hair touched my toe and I flipped out. For a second, I forgot Sam was in the room with me. I'm sorry. I'm going to get off this subject now.
You dramatic dog.
Dude, it's not. There's people who feel me. People feel me, man. There's people that don't watch certain movies because of heights. You know what I mean?
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so this is my phobia.
But I don't know. Maybe I don't have a phobia that bad for me to understand.
Yeah. I really thought I was gonna be able to handle it, but I just couldn't. Like I couldn't shake it. Anyways, I do want to say this. Sony has to stop spoiling their freaking movies and trailers. They just got to. They
Oh, they showed a movie, a horror movie.
Invitation.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, we were watching it, and I was like, they literally gave away the whole movie. I don't even
Yep.
need to watch it.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Is
Exactly.
that Sony?
I don't remember who it was. It might be Lionsgate. I'm not sure, but that movie looks like it's hard to promote. So, or it might be garbage, and that's why they promoted too much of whatever's in the movie. But the trailers already spoiled Sandra Bullock's appearance, just like they spoiled the. I don't remember if it's Sony or not, but they spoiled the appearance of Brad Pitt in The Lost City of Z. Like those two things should have been kept close to the chest.
Yeah.
And since they spoiled it, it was like the whole buildup that they have at the end of like, oh, that's who he's been talking to the whole time. It
But
wasn't
you
like,
can tell that's Sandra Bullock's voice.
well, people who are fans of her. I mean, there's people in the theater like, oh my god, it's Sandra Bullock. But it's like, bro, do you not watch trailers? You know, like they just need to be more careful about stuff like that. Like it looked
But
like it.
I think we are avid trailer watching people, and not a lot of people are like that.
I know. But Sony does this like Uncharted. I watched Uncharted this weekend, but they spoiled the whole like Sully has a mustache, and that was a post-credit scene. And it's like, why would you spoil that in the trailer if it's a post-credit scene? Like it's supposed to be, a surprise.
Dang.
But they do that all the time. Like Morbius, apparently they spoiled Michael Keaton's appearance when he, talks to Morbius or whatever, and it's a post-credit scene instead of
Is
something.
Michael Keaton just showing up in every movie?
Apparently.
Dang.
Anyways, I just was saying Sony's got to stop spoiling just little things. You know what I mean? Come on. So
maybe we should stop. You know what? Maybe we should stop watching trailers and just show up and see what we see.
I mean, I guess
Just
we
go
could.
by the title.
I guess that would give me more reason to quit social media, so I don't have to see any trailers, huh?
I think that'd be cool. Then you could just be like, okay, I'm gonna go just watch this randomly.
Yeah. Anyways, so long story short, Brad Pitt lives.
Yeah.
Ladybug lives. So does the fucking snake. The father and what was the other one's name? What did they name him?
Who?
The father's father.
The father's father.
The one who came on with the sword to get revenge
Oh,
for his wife.
they just put him as the elder on here.
The elder. And then Lemon. Those are the ones who survive this crazy ass train. Which
Channing Tatum didn't die.
dude, and I had a feeling that Channing Tatum didn't die.
No, I don't think so.
He probably got off stop.
Yeah.
I was like hoping for more. I know he less is. I know I said there's too many characters, but I was hoping for more cameos. I was like sitting there, like I was like thinking, like every time he goes on to one of the platforms or each section of the train, that there was going to be somebody there, like Charlize Theron, and then you know what I mean. But
but at least we got to see that old lady. The eat a bag of dicks lady.
who is that lady?
I have no idea. But
Oh.
it'd be cool if she was like a cameo person.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
if she was a famous person.
Well, I guess Charlize was too busy doing 2 other cameos.
Charlize wants to be in everything. She needs to calm down.
She was in she showed up in The Boys, and then she showed up
Doctor
in
Strange.
Doctor Strange. Yeah. Well, in Doctor Strange,
Fast and
though,
Furious.
it's gonna. Well, she's been in Fast.
Yeah, but she shouldn't. She should do movies like I thought she always do movies that required acting.
Wow.
Fast and Furious is trash, dog.
Trash. Okay, so overall, objectively, I do think that this is a fun movie. It's action packed, got great choreography, great music. The cast all knock it out of the park, and I think that a lot of people will like it. You know what I mean?
I believe that.
So I mean, as far as like objectively, I'd say probably a 3 out of 5. But personally, I have no desire to see it again. No desire. It's a one and done, and yeah, I'm just that snake ruined it, man. I'm just telling you. Even I think I started thinking about it today because I thought about it for the last day since I've seen it. You know what I mean? I really soaked it in, played the score again, and I'm like, so I know that they're, the movie's great, or the movie is what it is. You know what I mean? It's just yeah. I was like, why am I gonna put myself through that torture again to just flinch away the entire damn movie? I flinched so many times. You can ask Lisette. It's I every time I flinched. Fuck. Anyway.
You're too much, bro.
Fuck. I really feel bad that that's the reason, but like, and other than that, the story that I felt like was like, okay. I guess that makes sense. It doesn't make sense why Michael Shannon's character wants all the assassins to die, though, when really there's only one person responsible. Well, I guess two people responsible.
Well, he thought Brad Pitt was the one that killed his wife.
Right. And then the doctor died because of the Hornet, and then who couldn't save her life. So that's two assassins. But for some reason, he's stuck.
And then it's his son's fault that his wife was in that car.
Right. So
he went to go bail him out.
So Lemon and Tangerine got him.
And then Lemon and Tangerine, the dad wasn't there to help his wife because Lemon and Tangerine killed a bunch of people in Bolivia. He had to take care of, he said.
Oh, yeah. You're right. Okay, I guess.
See? You weren't paying attention at all, bro.
No, I was, but I was just like...
I'm a person of revenge, so I understood.
I thought Michael Shannon was great, though. I like when he says, "Don't call me bro."
I wasn't expecting him to be the White Death, though.
Really? I knew he was in the movie, so I knew.
Oh, like I was really expecting someone a little bit more famous, not 8 Mile guy.
Greg Brew. Him, me, and you, we went to the same school. This ain't cool. I'm in a rage. He's tapping my mom. We're almost the same age.
But that girl, Joey King, she did a good Russian. She spoke a good Russian.
She did? See, that's the thing. It's like, I can't fault her.
And like a decent fake British accent.
As much as I wanted her character to die because of how despicable that character was and how lucky she was every freaking time. Tangerine could have killed her. There was a Diesel sticker on her.
I know.
And then it was so frustrating. And that was so heartbreaking too, the Tangerine Lemon relationship. And you felt that brothership when Tangerine saw Lemon and he thought he was dead.
Yeah.
And then you find out Lemon's alive, but Tangerine got shot by accident.
Freaking Brad Pitt.
So I would take a movie of those three any day: Brian Tyree Henry, Aaron Taylor Johnson, and Brad Pitt. I thought that was a winning combination. I liked that a lot. So
they were great.
Yeah. So
that was probably Aaron Taylor Johnson's best movie, though.
I like him in Kick-Ass.
Well, yeah, Kick-Ass, but that was a long time ago.
It's been a while. I like him in Tenet. I thought he was great when he popped up in Tenet.
Tenet?
Yeah, he's towards the end of the movie. He's like the commander, I guess, that you could remember.
But I didn't like Tenet, so.
I love Tenet.
Is that on your top 20 list, you bitch? And then I figured it out. Because I think you think that I'm gonna put everything everywhere all at once.
Nope.
On my list.
Nope, that's not even.
Okay, so I think that you think I'm put La La Land on my list.
Nope, not it.
Okay, can you just tell me then? Because those are the two that are gonna be on my list, obviously.
I hope not, because those aren't on my list. So there's your tease there. Those movies are not on my list.
Okay, but can you tell me which one it is?
I will tell you next week.
Why does everything have to be a secret with you?
Did you give a review to this? A rating to this bullet train so we can move on?
Okay, but we both have to rate it the same. Like the same scale.
Okay. What's your scale? What do you want to go?
Out of 10.
Okay.
7.5. 7.7.
7.7. You didn't say anything negative.
What?
You didn't say you didn't critique it at all.
But
Like
it's
if
a summer blockbuster. It's not like a movie that has a lot of purpose. It's not
okay,
one that you see multiple times.
okay. Thank
That's
you.
why.
Okay, I respect that. I respect that.
Mm-hmm.
Overall, objectively, personally, I'm gonna go with 5 out of 10.
Whoa, you are harsh, my bro. And you know what? I don't think it's objectively because it's all
Okay,
about.
Objectively, it's a 6.5 out of 10.
Is it a
Objectively,
big? Okay, if you remove the snake,
yeah,
and remove
6.5.
you not hearing anything.
Wow, you're such a
See?
jerk.
So this is your movie theater's fault. It ruined your experience, and
That's
that's
true.
on them.
That's true.
So don't let it stain the movie.
That's what I'm saying. 6.5.
You're gonna give it a 6.8.
6.9.
Never heard you harshly rate a movie before. And freaking Dune. We talked about Dune.
I never even gave it a score. So
You didn't? So give it a score now.
no. I
Now
have to,
that you scored Bullet Train, I want to hear you score Dune.
let me watch Dune one more time.
There's no need to watch it.
Because, what would I rate Dune? Well, honestly, if I don't remember it, it's kind of forgettable. I would give it a. I mean, I'm leaning towards a 6 out of 10.
Oh,
But
okay.
but the sequel might make it go up if the sequel ends up being everything that the first one was leading up to. You know what I mean? Like as a whole, it might like bring it up as a ship. Anyways, whew, well, man, that Bullet Train review was pretty intense. I don't even remember what I said. I think I lost myself in the middle of it all, and I'm like, did I make all my points? Did I get stuck on the snake too long?
You talked about the snake a lot.
I'm sorry, but that's what I took away from that movie. When there's someone like Brad Pitt in there, and that's what you leave with, then we have a problem.
Sorry,
Anyways,
bro.
it's okay.
But it was a good movie for Brad Pitt.
It was fun to see him play like the Zen character. Like that was really cool.
You know what's funny? They were doing an interview and they had Aaron Taylor Johnson and Brian Henry with them.
Mhm.
And they were asking them, what's your most favorite Brad Pitt movie? And I tell you this, Brian Henry was roasting Brad Pitt. I was like, I didn't know they had a relationship like that. Like I'd be like so nervous to talk about Brad Pitt.
Wasn't that with BBC?
Something like that.
I think I watched it. Where he's like, didn't he talk about Cool World or whatever it's called?
Yeah, and then he was like saying it was no. What was the movie? Let me look at the name. Brad Pitt hasn't done that many movies. He was in Kick-Ass?
Brad Pitt? No, he produced it probably.
Oh, maybe that's why it's under his movies list.
Yeah.
Is that why he likes Aaron Taylor Johnson?
Maybe that's how they met.
Oh, things are coming together.
Yeah.
Yo, he hasn't done that many movies. How come I feel like these actors in 1,000 movies?
I feel like Pitt's very selective about what he chooses, but the ones he does choose, it's kind of like Tom. Like it's a starring movie that's gonna have a little more of a impact, because Brad Pitt's
Anyway,
Fight Club and all that.
They said it wasn't no Mexican. The Mexican movie he made.
Oh yeah.
Damn.
Well, and Brad's a kind of not, I don't want to say unusual dude, but he is someone that I feel like he chooses roles that are a little more off the beaten path so he can do what he wants.
He said in the interview that they say no to a lot of movies.
Yeah.
Him and Aaron Taylor Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
He's like you say no to like 10 movies a month.
That's a good position to be in.
Imagine being in that.
Oh my god. There's some people who are just dying for their chance.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Anyways. Well, next week, guys, it's our 52nd episode. Can I say it like that? 52 episode. Anyways, our season 1 is coming to a close. It's gonna be our top 20 favorite movie list, each of us. So we're probably gonna go straight into our list and not go into like Mark's movie moment highlights or anything like that. We're probably just gonna,
Go full force.
go full force. That way it gives us time to talk about each of our movies that we want to talk about. If there's something that we don't want to talk about, we'll just kind of skip ahead. But it's going to be both of us with 20 movies apiece, and we'll probably have some honorable mentions. And I think it's going to be fun. It's going to be interesting to see your list and see mine. Because
Mine's gonna be better than yours.
dude, I've been painstakingly combing over my list. I've been rewatching movies.
Why are you so worried? You think our fans are gonna be like, he's lying? He's lying. And another episode, he said this about that film.
That could happen. I'm gonna say this right now. The order that I put Christian Bale movies in is gonna be
a shock.
It's not gonna reflect on this list. So I'm just gonna say that.
Wow, dog.
So don't hold it against me. That was a Christian Bale list. These are my top 20 favorites. So it's a little bit of a different angle that we're looking at this. So, anyways.
Woof. Right. What's up, dog?
Would you care to
send us off?
Yes, please.
Thank you, everybody, for listening to the movie reference. Episode 51. This has been Mark Anthony and Brittany, the two bitches that you like to hear on Tuesday morning. Anyway, yeah, we post Tuesday. Well, Mark Anthony posts us on Tuesday, and we're available on Spotify, Anchor, and what did I say? Apple Music. If you're one of those people that uses Apple Music, weirdo, just let you know Spotify exists.
Oh my God.
Just kidding. We're available everywhere. Okay, you type us in anywhere, we show up.
Come check us.
Because guess what? We don't hide. Or we haven't been gone for long. What was the quote I'm trying to say, Riley? Do you know what quote I'm trying to say?
No, I don't know what you're trying to say.
You're supposed to be my homie. You don't know what I'm talking about? Not like we've been gone for long.
Oh, not that we went anywhere.
Thank you. Not that we went anywhere. Because we are everywhere, homie.
That's right.
Open your door, we're there.
Uh-huh.
Turn on your phone, we're there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go in your car, Bluetooth, we're there.
Oh, we're there. Just enjoy our voices in your ear. And watch the movies that we like. And if you don't like them, you've got problems, girl. Anyway, thank you for listening. Capiche? Ciao. Bon voyage. Bon voyage. Bon voyage, bitch.
Arrivederci.
Arrivederci.
And adios.
Adios.